Go for it.
Thank you. I forgot to add, these children are our future, and you guys are, and the rest of us are all doing this. These are the guys that are going to be making the decisions for us. So I'd take the best care of them that we could and give them the best shot at it and give them. You can't put a price on our future or theirs.
All right, he's good. Any other comments? This is the second time around. Anybody got a first-time comment? No, go ahead, Beverly.
All right, I think that you didn't really understand what I was trying to say. All right, listen. The bottom line for this town of Templeton has really nothing to do with for the school or against the school. The real issue is the fact that our town workers took a huge hit because of our financial mess. And in doing that, they lost, all the people that work in the town offices lost five hours a day, a week actually. So there are some people that lost $400 a month. That is a lot of money. We have been trying to rebuild our town, and we've made some good strides. If the vote is for the whole budget, the number that he has used, there is simply, absolutely, positively no place for us to come up with the money except getting rid of our police department. No, it is true. There is absolutely no. It is the truth. So this is something you have to keep in mind when you vote. It's not a threat, it's a reality. And whether you like it or not, it's the truth.
Thank you, Beverly.
Yeah, I stick up for my people.
Thank you.
No way.
Thank you. Who is first? Yes, sir.
George White, Turner Lane, East Templeton. If we vote on the budget of $6,661,409,
No, that's the wrong number. We're voting on $6,520,780.
but I thought we were going back to the original,
It was amended,
and we voted on the amendment.
right. And the amendment was approved, so the larger number, the 6,661,409,
Okay.
scratch that out, put in 6,520,780. Okay? Yes, sir. I'll get you next.
Mr. Moderator, I just have 2 points that I want to make. The first one, the same that was said about the cuts that would be made to the school budget also apply to Templeton. Obviously, there hasn't been any decision made about what would be cut. If there would be a combination of cuts and a smaller override than that was defeated before. We don't know what that will take, and we're going to have we would have another meeting to decide what would happen there. One thing that I do just want to point out when I know that there are many people who, there are some people who simply cannot afford it, so you obviously have to vote your budget. But for those of you that are considering voting no, but could afford the override, I just want to use my personal example that, I know you may not recognize me because I'm not in my monkey suit, but I'm Ken Robinson. I'm Old North Road. I'm a selectman here in Templeton. I spent the first years of my life in a small trailer park in central Pennsylvania, and I'm now an attorney, and for many of you, you're selectmen. And what got me there was the public school system, people like you deciding that it is worth it, for those of you that can afford it, that it is worth spending that extra money to do that and to fund the school. I know there's a lot of talk about administrators. I had a lot of guidance counselors that kept me on the straight and narrow from going down a path that I could have gone. And so I think that when we talk about individual items and administrators should be cut, just bear in mind that just because it's not a teacher doesn't mean it doesn't impact the school and it doesn't impact a child. Thanks.
Thank you. Hold your applause, please. Way in the back.
Well, this is my second time around.
I got you.
My name is Dave Bergeron, 60 Pleasant Street in Baldwinville. Again, I just want to go to, let's do a couple of bottom line figures, okay? The school is looking for approximately $560,000, give or take, more than we've been able to vote to give to them. That's approximation, I could be off a little bit, okay? We have a total general operating budget in the town of Templeton of $4,500,000 approximately, okay? I could be off a little bit on that, which about probably 30% of it are fixed costs, such as retirement, insurances and so on and so forth. So that means that we'd have to take the $590,000 out of the remaining, two-thirds of our operating of 4.5. As I said, we would have to take a 25% hit, and I'm not saying where, I'm just saying we'd have to take a 25% hit somewhere in that budget to try and maintain our town. I think we need to think long and hard as to whether we want to take this hit, whether we want to cut down to 3 days a week or whatever, okay, because this is going to affect our town for the next 12 months. Equally as the school can operate on 1/12 budget for the next several months and decide to recertify this again and come back to town meeting, like you said, and we're going to run on this racetrack from now until December and then let the state decide. Thank you.
Thank you. We could have brought you a mic.
It's okay.
No.
Hey, at least I'm walking tonight.
Okay. Yes.
Susan Byrne, 19 First Street, also Templeton's deputy assessor. It's obviously the school needs this money. I do want to just say one thing. If this passes tonight, I am hoping that everyone here who supported the school override and is supporting the school tonight will then maybe come and support us when we have to go for a town override.
Thank you. Any other comments or questions? Yes, ma'am.
My name is Sylvia Haley, and I live in Phillipston. And I'm realizing that this is being very difficult to be here this evening as I listen to the Templeton residents. Phillipston, we voted our budget in May, and anyone who received the piece of paper here, it says, for us Phillipston residents, this would provide the school district with the same amount of funding from Phillipston that was already voted at the Phillipston Town annual town meeting of $1,539,708. And this does not include the debt exclusion, which was voted separately. I'm shaking right now. My heart goes out to Templeton. This is the first time I've been to a joint town meeting, but with Templeton residents. It's very difficult just reading things in the paper. And I know a lot of people that work in Templeton and live in Templeton. And it's difficult for me right now. I don't know if I should be here, because if I vote the wrong way, what I would consider is I might hurt the people in Templeton. Well, I'm just saying that I care, and I just care, and I hear you.
Thank you. Is there a second? Motion made and seconded to move the question. All those in favor of move the question, raise their hand. Anybody against it? We still have one brave person against it. So the question is moved 8:15.
Mr. Moderator, I'm sorry. I was standing here before I was standing at the mic before the question was moved.
We got to get some bright lights up in the back there because it's very difficult for me to see. But yes, okay, we'll do the same drill. I apologize to everybody, but the chief confirms that the gentleman was standing there, so go right ahead.
I apologize again, but thank you very much. I just had a quick question. There's a lot
Who are you?
I'm sorry, John Worden, Baldwinville Road in Templeton.
Okay, John, go ahead.
Resident here for a year.
Good.
There's a lot of numbers being thrown around, but it's hard to know what the exact number is. That'll be the difference for Templeton between the budget we have and the budget we would need to have if we were to pass this question. And especially, there's about $140,000 less, it looks like, with the with the modified motion that we'll actually be voting on. So is there a dollar number?
Yes, I'm sure there is. Based on the amended motion that's on the floor. Well, no,
Mr. Moderator? Mr. Moderator?
would you ask the question again? Because I heard a different question than the superintendent heard, so we're having a difficult time deciding which answer is right.
Can I try and help that, Bob?
No.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Yes, sir.
The question is, for Templeton, based on the budget that the town has now, what is the amount of money more that we would need to support this vote if it passed?
Right, so the number that, this $6,520,780, the amount that is Templeton's minus what Templeton Town Meeting has already approved, what's that number?
Correct.
Does the Finance Committee know?
Mr. Moderator,
Yes, sir.
that figure, based upon what they want for their budget versus what the town has already approved for their budget, the town of Templeton would have to end up approving roughly $551,000 more.
Yeah, I think we got shaking of heads up here that sounds an order of magnitude to be the right number. Wait, yeah, so there was some, no, point of order?
Yes.
Go ahead.
I just want to make sure the moderator is aware that there are people in the auditorium. We've been doing hand votes. Have we been counting them? In the gym, I'm sorry.
There are
there's
people,
many
nobody
people
told me
in
there's
there.
anybody in the gym.
Sorry.
Are there people in the gym?
Yes, there are people, and I've been counting them, and it has not changed the vote.
That's Tim Haley, he's the moderator from Phillipston. I'll go with that, Tim, but it would have been nice if I knew there were people in the auditorium, but as long as you've been with it, that's okay. The question has been moved and seconded. All those in favor of the amended main motion at 6520780 signify by raising your hand. Okay, put it down. All those opposed? The ayes have it, unless there's a big vote in the other room. The ayes have it. That's at 8:19. Yes, sir. Point of order? Move to adjourn. We're not actually adjourning, we're dissolving, which is more permanent than adjourning. All those in favor of dissolving, signify by saying aye.
Mr. Moderator.
Opposed? The ayes have it.
Mr. Moderator, his question was for a hand count. That's what he asked you, not to dissolve.
What?
The person standing up over here, he was yelling to you that he was requesting a hand count.
Person.
The one you acknowledged and said, yes, would you like to dissolve? And he said, no.
No. Well, no, I mean, the vote's been made to dissolve the meeting. The meeting's over.